So in reference to the situation of these government people blocking me from my mother and father's estates, blocking me from the properties, blocking me from my trust funds, the people blocking me from my celebrityism, my career, or my Nobel Peace Prizes, or my accomplishments and notoriety where it's supposed to be advertised in the media, you know, and my inventions and copyrights and information of things and Hollywood history and things like that. It's got to be documented and it's supposed to be advertised. And in reference to the financial triangles that these people are trying to play, which, you know, I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. There's government people conspiring. There's other people that are trying to steal the estates, trying to make false claims, whoever these people are. Plus people stealing lawsuit monies or insurance monies I was supposed to have received from anywhere. Those are like financial triangles. People intercepting things. People running off with monies. People running off with gifts or finances that I was supposed to have received. Monies. Or fan mail. Or that's how I mean, it's choking. Or fan mail, or particulars of career acknowledgments, or, you know, monies in reference to Nobel Peace Prizes and things like that. People that are stealing those things, those are like financial triangles. I'm not associated with that shit. Or the particular point of love triangles, like I mentioned before, in reference to people holding me hostage to try to break up relationships. If there was like a celebrity female that had a contract that she was supposed to be like a love interest in the media, or a female that was supposed to be like a media girlfriend, a girlfriend in the media for advertising purposes or something. You know, the point of information is very serious because, you know, I'm the richer person. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. You know, I'm supposedly worth, you know, lots of money. Many things of importance. But in reference to the point of people trying to play tricks, like somebody say, oh, these men tried to murder me because some Hollywood female wanted to get out of the celebrity contract of being like a love interest in the media. But then they were holding on to monies that my mother asked them to give to me. Monies that my mother had asked them to hold on to when they see me to give me the money. It's not their discretion or their opinion to withhold the monies. I was supposed to, you know, some of them are holding on to millions of dollars, possibly. So in reference to the information of these government people, or a celebrity that was trying to steal my mansions or trying to steal my identity, or they were conspiring with the people that murdered my parents, or the people that are blocking me from my company offices or my revenues or my trust funds, those people have to get prosecuted. Whichever people are conspiring against me. I'm the owner forever. Plus, I was supposed to receive insurance from the companies in reference to what happened to my parents. You know, because I'm the owner of the companies and the estates of my parents, and, you know, what happened to my parents. And when people have tried to injure me, I was supposed to have received insurance monies from the companies, and I was supposed to receive monies from my trust funds, because there's interest on the trust funds, plus there's interest on all the accounts, on most of them. Plus there's insurance monies that I was supposed to have received in reference to people trying to hurt me, trying to steal my money, or trying to steal my companies. You guys know that, right? Treasury Department and Supreme Court and international courts, and Low, Chicago, California, and New York, and New Jersey, and other cities and states. Lots of things of importance. But, you know, these people playing these love triangles, or these tricks where, like, you ever seen them, you know, I've mentioned it before about malice, or people embezzling time, holding me hostage, making excuses for why they didn't deliver the monies, to me, or why they was allowing, or the government was allowing people to steal the postal mail or whatever. Yeah. It's very important, very serious. I'm trying to go home to my mother and father's mansions. Some people might be friends, some people might not. Obviously, I wouldn't invite anybody that wasn't a friend over to my mother and father's mansions with me. I have to be there, you know. You know, it's one of those things, you know, I'll have parties at some places, but probably won't be at my mother and father's mansions. It'll probably be at another mansion or something. Just depends on what location. Like, you know, just get together, gathering around, hanging out. But I'm supposed to have security at the mansions too if I have a gathering there or something. And my mother and father always had valuables on the property, so government's not allowed to trespass on my mother and father's mansions. They're not for sale. Nothing's for sale. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never. But, you know, these financial triangles or these estate triangles, such as people blocking me from my mother and father's estates, them slandering my character, them claiming that they wanted to test on me because I wouldn't give up my mother and father's estates. They wanted to try to analyze me. They wanted to get into my life because I wouldn't give nothing away, wouldn't sign nothing away, wouldn't sell nothing away, never. Not allowed to. My parents got murdered. My parents are frozen. You know, I'm the owner of the estates forever. I'm the only child of my mother and father, and I was supposed to be at my mother and father's mansions all these years. Over 24 years in basic information. In reference to my mother and when my father died in 76. You know, I was living with my mother then, so, you know, we went to some of the houses and spent time there thinking about my father and talking about my father and things like that. You know, living life, talking about my father. My father's always very important. My mother's always very important to me. The Royal Protocol is a birth certificate of mine. Tells you who my parents are. Tells you my family tree and certain acknowledgments. Well, basically, not so much family tree, but you know, my birth certificate, my mother and father, and that leads to another document of family tree history and other things, you know, such as my grandparents and things like that, and basic information. My real grandparents. So in reference to financial triangles or government triangle tricks, or you know, people trying to play good politician, bad politician, you know, tricks like that, like good cop, bad cop tricks. You know, when they're trying to play tricks or whatever. In reference to bad government or whatever they are. I don't get into that. Not meaning, you know, I just say stay away with that shit, you know. Don't bring that shit around me. You know, the tricks of people. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never. And, you know, in reference to, you know, properties or traveling or people trying to play tricks, people holding me hostage, people stealing the postal mail, people stealing finances, people blocking me from my bank statements, in reference to accounts my mother had set up for me or my father had set up for me, in reference to checking accounts or banking accounts or interest accounts. I was supposed to have credit cards from my interest accounts. And my lawsuit monies, haven't received nothing. World protocols forever. Anything's of importance.